Hey, what's going on, Chargers? It's time for basketball conference final. Preview predictions. Yeah, it's a mouthful. So, if you didn't know, the Warriors and the Blazers are playing in the Western Conference Finals. Steph versus Steph. And the Raptors versus the Bucks. Giannis versus literally everyone on the Raptors. So, on to the Warriors versus Blazers in the Western Conference. I'm not going to talk too much about this for one reason, and that is I don't think that anything surprising is going to happen. And yeah, that does mean the Warriors, I think, will win the series. Now, Steph and Clay and Green and KD, maybe. Got those two, or almost 4, 3.5. I don't know what you call KD right now. Versus McCollum, Lillard, and Nurkic. And yeah, I don't think all of you know him because he's not more big name center, but he's the center for the Blazers. Now, I think Steph beats Damian Lillard because Damian Lillard's an awesome player, but I don't think I need to explain much when I say Steph is better than Damian Lillard. I don't think we need to go too much farther into that. If you don't know that, then you're probably not a huge basketball fan. So moving on to the next matchup, Clay versus McCollum. This is a more interesting matchup because Clay is not the number 1 scoring option or number 2. If KD's back, he'd be the number 3 because Cousins is out. It's questionable to say who's the 3 or 4 there, but Clay is the 3rd guy to go to. McCollum's the 2nd. And I think that when Lillard's having an off night, they're more likely to go to McCollum. He'll be a star. He's proven it in playoffs. And Clay is more of he's just a sidekick role. However, Clay is a great perimeter defender. I think that McCollum's going to have a hard time being a shooting guard, getting those looks because Clay's going to be all over him. I think McCollum's going to have kind of an off series here, and I think that Clay wins this matchup. Nurkic versus, I believe, Andrew Bogut or Draymond Green. And I'm going to say that they're going to put kind of the two of them on because I think we've already established Green can play every defensive position there is. However, I think Nurkic is going to have a bigger series because he's going to be the 3rd guy. I don't think they're going to pay as much attention to him, and I'd say he wins the matchup against Green and Bogut, mostly because it's a 50-50 split, I would assume, because I'm just assuming that this is what they would do, because that's what I would do. But I think we're going to see in big moments, Nurkic is going to be the underlooked guy. But overall, I don't think anyone's stopping the Warriors. I mean, let's be honest here. Even without Cousins and that snake KD, they won 70 plus games. Like only 3 years ago. They've actually gotten worse with more All-Stars. They get more All-Stars, they get worse. But they're still a great stacked team. I don't think the Blazers can beat the Warriors. I'm going to go with a 4-2 victory for the Warriors. I think that the Blazers are going up, but they're not going up enough. Nurkic is the best 3rd star. He's a good player, but I think they need one more sidekick to be considered a contender. And that's not as easy to say considering they spent every dollar on McCollum and Lillard. So yeah, that's the Warriors Blazers. On to the Raptors and the Bucks. I think it's going to be a 4-3 victory for the Bucks, and I've had some matchups to kind of, just show the whole who's going against who. So you got Lowry versus Bledsoe. I think that's a tie. Bledsoe's a more efficient shooter. Lowry's had an awful shooting year, but he's got more assists, so they kind of off-put each other. Siakam versus Giannis. I think Giannis obviously wins the matchup. I don't need to explain that. We got the shooting guard Middleton versus Danny Green. Middleton's an all-star. Green is not. Middleton's a great sidekick for Giannis. Not much explaining. Middleton wins this matchup. We have Nikola Mirotic versus Kawhi Leonard. Again, not much explaining here. I'm just assuming that Mirotic can kind of play small forward as well. They don't have a small forward on the roster starting. I think they'll put him at small forward against Leonard for defense, but Leonard's going to beat him. Brook Lopez versus Gasol. Gasol's an older player. However, his production hasn't slowed down as much as Brook Lopez has had. He has a few less points per game than he has on his career as an average, shooting about 4% less. Gasol, I think, wins this matchup. So it's a tie, 2 for the Bucks, 2 for the Raptors. However, I think the Bucks are going to win this series, and they're going to edge it out. Because number one, they're the number 1 seed. They have home court. Giannis isn't unstoppable. The Celtics, with all of their great role players and that whole system of players who I thought could defend him, could do nothing. Kyrie even said that they're in trouble. They couldn't stop him. Giannis is a new type of monster. I think that now, even though the Raptors, I think, may have a slight edge in overall talent, I don't think that the whole Kawhi Leonard is going to be able to off-put Giannis. Even though I'm going to have, I think, a great series, I think that just for Giannis there, and it's a one-man team when it comes down, push to shove, I think that right now, that's going to be able to prevail. And yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't explain some more. I spent a little bit too much time on the Warriors versus Blazers, but I'm going to have to end it right here. Hope you enjoy, and I'll see you next time.